What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Oh, I know what's going on. Damn NBA playoffs are going on. That's what's going on. And this is episode 257 of the Big Shot Bob podcast. That is B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. That, of course, 7-time NBA champion. A man who's been in these types of playoff situations before. Maybe not the ones that the Pistons are in, but in some of them.
I've been in a situation like that.
Have you been? This is Robert Horry, of course, Big Shot Bob himself. When have you been down 3-1 in a series?
To the Phoenix Suns in 1995.
Where you guys were down 3-1.
Yeah, down 3-1.
Came back and won it.
Won 3 straight.
Damn, I didn't realize that. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember a ton of the specifics of the Rockets runs, but I didn't.
That's the 95 year. You know, it was weird because the previous year we had the second best record in basketball. We went down. We lost the first 2 games at home, and then we went on the road and beat the Suns and tied the series up. And that's when we became Clutch City, because we came through in the clutch, and that's when the name Clutch City really started. And then the next year, and it was weird because we were down 3-1, and I'm gonna tell you a person who was talking trash, and you would never expect this name to come out of my mouth. From Phoenix, AC Green.
AC Green?
AC Green. He's like, we up 3-1. You know, this. You know, last year was a fluke. We were down. You know, it won't happen again. I'm like, AC, are you talking trash? He talked trash. The next day, you know, that's also the year when Danny Ainge hit Mario in the face with the ball.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was a lot of things that happened. Yeah, 3-1. Yeah.
That wasn't that series though, was it? That was
the 95 series. Yeah.
That was that series that he hit.
Yeah.
That he hit Mario. Damn, I didn't
Kiss of
realize that was
Death.
the same
Yeah.
series.
Kiss of Death.
Wow. Yeah, that I remember. Of course, we talked to Mario about that years ago on the show.
Yeah.
If you want to hear that interview, by the way, go hit the archive. It exists. Go on the YouTube channel. You can find Mario Ellie talking about the Kiss of Death, and I'm sure a lot from that series. Well, I mean, damn, a lot going on. I don't know where you guys want us. Do you want to start with the Pistons and the Magic?
Let's start with the Pistons.
Let's start. I figured we would start with last night's games. Magic 1 win away from knocking off the number 1 seed, winning their first playoff series in 16 years.
Damn.
They're on the verge of becoming just the 7th number 8 seed to defeat a number 1 seed in league history. It's only happened 4 times since the playoffs were expanded to a best-of-7 series for all rounds in 2003. 2010 is the last time the Magic won a playoff series.
And who was those teams that lost?
Oh, I don't have the specifics of which teams, no. But I just know it's only happened.
Golden State was a part of 2 of them, right? Golden State beat Dallas and Golden State beat the Spurs, right? Both with number 1 seeds.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But,
and then the Knicks beat a number 1 back in 1999.
Okay. That would be back in the best-of-5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a rarity. It happens, but it is a rarity. I can't speak for you guys. I didn't see this coming.
I didn't either.
I thought this was going to be like at best maybe Orlando pulls a couple games out of this one, and they've been, and they're a weird team to watch, by the way, the Magic.
They just playing. I watched some of that game, and I was watching them play. I'm like, they playing hard.
They play hard, but they also feel,
and they just beating you up.
But at times they feel like, I don't know, disjointed. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, they take a lot of bad shots. They don't adjust a ton. They play very hard. You're right, though, and very physical, especially defensively. But it doesn't. It seems like every time they run down the floor, the offense is very like, all right, just scatter. Yeah, there's no scheme. It's just like, all right, he's gonna hook one up, and it just happens to fall. It's a lot. It's a very weird team to watch.
Well, they don't have a lot of scoring options. I think we talked about this.
Yeah, they don't. You're right.
I don't want to confuse the fact that they won 60 games during the regular season with the playoffs, because the playoffs bring out a different dynamic and it's more so about matchups. Outside of Cade, Tobias Harris can give you some stuff. And, Jalen Duren has not been playing well this series.
No, he's the one they were counting on, I think, to step up in a lot of these.
But I also think that regardless of how inconsistent the Magic can be, and we've seen that throughout the season, the thing that they do have that can give Jalen Duren some trouble is they have size, whether it be Wendell Carter or even Paolo at times. Because you forget, Paolo's 6'10", 260. He's not that far off from whatever Jalen Duren is. They might be about the same size. So from a size perspective and from an athletic perspective, they have the pieces and the personnel to be able to give him a hard time. And outside of Cade, who's probably been the best player on that team and definitely throughout this series and the most consistent, there's not many offensive options there because you can't fully lean on Tobias Harris. That's not his thing. Yeah. Yes, he gave him 20 the other night, but that's not it. And when you start getting into these matchups, the Magic match up very well with the Pistons. Despite whatever their record is, despite the fact that they were in the play-in, all that. This is about matchups. And they've matched up very well with the Pistons, and they've been more aggressive than the Pistons.
Yeah, sometimes you see teams, you see that one game they show on national television, you're like, television. And you're like, okay, they play well. I've been watching the Detroit Pistons. I'm like, how in the hell do they win 60 games? Because if you look down that list, I'm like, is someone hurt? They got nobody that can score.
They scored 88 points last night.
Outside of Cade. And I'm like, you think about this. The Magic last night, I think it was like Jalen Suggs was 1 for 13. Desmond Bain 7 for 18. And then Paolo was 4 for 18. You tell me your three of your top players score like that, you got to win that game. But then you look over on the Pistons side, I'm like, they got nobody that can freaking score. I'm like, you take Cade Cunningham out of the situation. I'm like, who on that team? Okay, you can score. Okay, maybe Tobias when he's not, when he's shooting the ball. But I'm looking at that squad like they start 3 guys that can't score: Thompson, Duren, and Duncan Robinson. Those 3 guys can't score. They got, they can score if you get them the ball in the right situation.
Yeah.
But as far as in this day and age, the NBA, you have to be if you can't create a shot and get your own shot. You better be a lockdown defender. And we know Duncan Robinson is not that.
Oh, no.
Tobias Harris is not that.
No.
Thompson is not his brother.
No.
So
no, he's
it's
not.
just I'm looking at this team like, damn, they had the best record in the East.
Right, you're the number 1 team in the East and you put up 88 points against the Magic.
Yeah.
Like that, and you're right. Harp makes a lot of good points. The matchups, for some reason, they just fall in the right way. And they don't have a ton of scoring options, like you both said, but that is a terrible showing. To be down 3-1. I mean, like, you want to tie up a series, that's fine. We're going to talk about Toronto and how my shaky branch doesn't feel as shaky anymore, okay? So you guys were dumping on my shaky Toronto take. I feel like that has hope again. But you can't, like, to be the number 1 seed and lose the way you've lost and score so poorly in this series and show out. It's like you can't do that. And it's exposed for me. It's exposed a lot of things that maybe people weren't thinking about or looking at when they talked about the Pistons early in the season. The Pistons were running away with the East, and we were all like throwing flowers at Cade Cunningham's feet. Now all of a sudden, there's like a whole. We opened a door to you. Guess what? Here's a formula on how to knock them clean out, how to keep them under 100 points.
And they just haven't looked. They've out-efforted the Pistons. They've out-willed the Pistons. I didn't necessarily see this coming.
I don't think any of us did.
It's just one of those things where, like you said, when it comes to the playoffs, it's all about matchups. And when I look at Detroit and I look at you're talking about a guy in Cade Cunningham, who's coming back from having a collapsed lung. And he gets right back into the fold, and he's your most consistent scorer.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like you'll let him get his 30 or 35 as long as you're not letting Duren get 25 and 10, or you're not letting Tobias Harris get 25, or a Sore Thompson, whichever one. I forget whether it's a man or a Sore.
Well, and Detroit
is in LA.
But Detroit turned the ball over 20 times last night. So it's
That's another
like, I
thing.
mean, if you know, outside of all that stuff, you have to protect the basketball, and they've been, I don't know, it's just been sloppy. It's just been sloppy. Everything I've seen from it, just sloppy, sloppy, sloppy.
And this is a collapse. I mean, you talk about a 1 losing to an 8, not just losing to an 8, but possibly losing the way that they're about to lose. This is an historic collapse.
I mean, I'm really at this point. I feel like it's just a matter of time before the Magic close it out, which is a crazy reality. Do I think it's going to happen Thursday night? Probably not. Isn't that when they play again? Thursday or Wednesday? I don't know when they play again.
I think it's Thursday.
It is Thursday. I think it is Thursday. But they got to go back to Detroit. Yeah. Oh no, Game 5's tomorrow night in Detroit. Wednesday night.
Okay.
So in Detroit, I don't know. I mean, if Detroit's got any fight left in them, you're going to see it in Game 5. And if they lose on their home floor to the 8 seed, oh, that place is going to be ugly. That place is going to be ugly. Boo
Well, I
Birds are
mean,
gonna be out.
Detroit lost on their home floor in Game 1.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But, I mean, this is an elimination game.
You're right.
This is a go home in the first round of the playoffs as the number 1 seed. That place is going to be fugly ugly. But I mean,
hey, before people fact check this again, it's been 6 times that an 8 has beaten number 1.
6 times that an 8's beat
Yeah.
1. Okay. I pulled my number from ESPN, so we're going to blame ESPN if that's incorrect.
Yeah, you got Miami Heat, Milwaukee Bucks in 2023, Sixers, the Bulls in 2012, Grizzlies in San Antonio in 2011, Golden State and Dallas in 07, the Knicks and the Heat in 99, and I totally forgot this got me my first championship, the Denver Nuggets and Seattle Supersonics in 94.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, ESPN's number might have been a little sideways on that one then.
Yeah.
All right, look, we were all predicting who the sweep was going to be, if there was going to be one. For a hot second, looked like the Lakers. I'm not going to lie. For a minute there, it was like, oh, shit. Lakers might pull this one out. No, it was the Thunder. Thunder took care of it, finished off the Suns last night. And, I mean, they did it 131-122. Sent Devin Booker and company home. Shea had 31 last night in the victory, had 42 in Game 3. Just playing out of his mind. To me, and again, we've said this 100 times, there's no surprise here. The Thunder look like the most complete team. As far as guys that could score, options you have on the floor, when they go to the bench, when they don't, they just, I don't know, man. They just look like the Thunder of last year, which is crazy to think that in a repeat year they could be arguably just as good, if not better. And they just showed it against Phoenix, man. They were the superior team, and they cleaned them up 4-0. Bye-bye, Phoenix.
Yeah, that's one of those things where like it's straight no-brainer.
It really is. I mean, are they the most complete team in the postseason?
If you look at them overall, and I always gauge them by a bench, their bench, think about it, they got 4 guys on their bench could be starters for anybody in the league. And so, yeah, they're the complete team. And what's more important, they all understand their roles and they do it at a high level. So they are the most complete team in the league.
And it doesn't hurt when you have SGA.
Correct.
Doing what he does pretty consistently on a regular basis. So we think we kind of saw that one maybe as the one that was going to come. And then the last game from last night, Jokic put up a triple-double to stave off elimination. Now, the crazy thing about this was I think when we were talking about where the Lakers were going to land in the postseason, we were having the conversation about who would you want to see if you were the Lakers. And I want to say, I know I did. I can't remember what you guys said, but I know I was like, man, I don't know. I think I would want to see Minnesota. Minnesota's been very up and down. They've been hurt. They've been kind of all over the place. And then they come out and just go 3-1 on the Nuggets. Now, granted, Game 4 was largely detrimental on the injury front. You lose Ant to the left knee this time, right?
Yeah.
It was the right.
Yeah,
it was
'cause
the
the other
right
knee he
knee
was
all
dealing with.
season.
Yeah.
And then it was the left knee. So he's out for an extended period of time. I think they said for the next few weeks, which, I mean, you hope that you survive the next few weeks. But and then DiVincenzo with was it the ACL? So
No, he ruptured
his
his
Achilles. It was his Achilles. That's right. Okay, so it was the Achilles for DiVincenzo. So it was like, I mean, just back to back, bang bang. And then the Nuggets find a way to kind of storm back in Game 5, and they go 3-2, and now they're holding everybody off. So worth talking about the Game 4 brawl at all, or was it kind of a
Yeah.
throwaway for you? I mean,
Yeah, it's a
Jokic got
throwaway.
nailed $50,000. Julius Randle got hit $35,000. No suspensions
Yeah.
for Game 5. And then Joker came out and he did 27, 16, and 12. It's like,
Let me just say, it's like, for me, players need to stop all this. If a guy want to score, play defense at the end, though. Because you don't know what that guy got in his contract. Hey, if I average 11 points in the playoffs, I'm going to get that bucket if I can to get those 11 points. So,
Need to.
that's one thing that it's like, I understand it's a gentleman's game part of the time like that. And you could have just like stopped right there and laid it up. But Joker, you don't go out and do that. Like with us back in the day, you want to do that? You know what? We're going to remember. We're going to handle it the next game. The first time you come off one of those screens, you're going to be getting up off the floor and we're going to stand over. And that's what I fucking shot the other night. And you just walk away. So, it's that's why you don't get fined $50,000. I know that's a lot of feed for your horses, dog.
Now the Nuggets are a team.
Sorry, I just wrote that down as a show title in my head. That's a lot of feed for your horses.
Now, the Nuggets are a team who I think are going to come back and win this series. I think they really, really need to come back and win this series because they're one of the teams. I think you do a playoffs a disservice by not giving the people an opportunity to see a series at some point in time with Wemby versus Jokic. I'm just saying.
Right, but I mean, but they have to. They got to play like they played last night specifically. But
I think they're going to come back and win this series.
Okay.
Because without Ant-Man,
your margin of error though is damn thin.
It is thin, but I think with the lack that Minnesota has right now, I know they're playing with a level of confidence, but at some point in time, I think something with Denver has to click. And
you don't see Ayo coming off the bench again and putting up 40.
He's a heck, and that was a great get this season coming from Chicago.
The other night too, coming off the bench, he's 43 or something off the
43
bench. Game 4.
Yeah. I don't see that happening again. But I do see Denver coming back and winning this series, all off the strength of the fact that, come on now, don't deprive the people. Deprive the people
give that
of
shirt
seeing,
out at the next series. Come on now.
Don't deprive the people of getting the series that they all don't tease us at the end of the regular season with that matchup, and then we don't get to see that series during the playoffs.
So if it didn't happen, who do you blame?
I mean, you gotta blame Joker and you gotta blame Murray. You gotta blame your star.
But both of them, they both performed well last night. They've both been performing. This is my whole thing.
It's like you look down that bench at that head coach and saying, what has changed? And think about it. You look at this, the lineup's been in and out. They got a lot of different. I'm looking at this head coach.
I don't give a shit.
I'm like, you didn't get your guys mentally and physically ready to beat a team. And sometimes we want to blame the players a lot. Like go back and you look at all the teams that that beat these 8s to beat 1. That coach got those teams ready. And I know 95% of playoffs is about matchup. And you trying to tell me
Harp looking at you sideways, man.
that Denver's matchup is that worse than Minnesota's matchup?
Well, I will say this. Throughout this series, maybe not last game, Rudy has been giving Joker problems in ways that we haven't seen before. So he's limited Joker from being who he usually wants to be and being able to control the game the way he usually controls the game. So that is one of the reasons why the series has kind of gone the way that it is. Their defense as a whole, McDaniel said it himself. He said, look, these guys don't play defense. They don't. When you look at Jokic, you look at Murray, you look at all of them, they don't play any defense. And then turn around.
They got no defensive stoppers on that team. Yeah. But there's always a ray around that, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's called team defense. If you got so that boils down to, if I don't give you a team defensive scheme as a coach, you're gonna get exploited, correct?
That's true.
All right.
Here's the thing. Listening to you about the coach, I do agree. But you play with a guy, the most dominant force in NBA history, who always said, we're not putting this. we not putting this on Phil. I put this on us. We know what the moment is. We know where we are. We know what we need to do. And my thing is, there's enough playoff experience on that basketball team just between Jokic and Murray alone to where you've been here before. You know what to do. Hardaway knows what to do. They've been there before. So I get that your coach is supposed to, it's not Mike Malone anymore, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the NBA playoffs. What? This is a best out of 7. You are down right now. Put up or shut up. What are we doing? This is where names are made in the playoffs. And you're a team that's supposed to be one of the favorites to possibly come out of the West.
Right, but to Rob's point, how do you account for the fact that you have that lineup and you have that team and you have those players, and yet you were down 3-1 at one point in the series? And on the brink of going home last night.
But it goes back to what McDaniel said. There's a lack of defense on that side of the ball. They're not playing. They don't play any defense.
And you think about this, you still have a way around that. As you can, you think about all the teams that have played it throughout the history of the other team has had a dominant player, and you limit him. I'm just saying, you could have got your team. Think about, all right, let's take the Lakers, for instance, and how they played KD. They did something no other team has done. They started double teaming KD, and that's the only way they started beating the Lakers. You got to sit down as a coaching staff and you analyze, what does Minnesota do well? What do we do poorly? And you fix both of them. So, right. And I just think sometimes we always want to blame players for sometimes we always want to blame coaches, but when you have a team that's been prime and ready, has won a championship, has been there, like it has all this experience, like sometimes you need that rudder to steer them right. And coaches are that rudders in certain moments. And if you're not that rudder, All
right. To your point about defense, in this series, Minnesota has scored 105, 119, 113, 112, and 113. So they basically put up 110 points in every game, give or take. I mean, now it comes down to, can you outmatch them offensively? Mm-hmm. And obviously, with the injuries they've got, that job becomes a little bit easier. But man, you can't let a team. I mean, you look at the scores in the Orlando Detroit series, completely opposite side of that, and you just can't let a team go out and put up a $110 on you, any given playoff game, and then just go, all right, well, hopefully we have enough offensive power to match it or top it.
Yeah,
because that's what every game's come down to so far for them.
But it's just weird though how this playoff is a lot of 3-1s in this series. It was a lot of 3-1s.
Yeah, it's been a lot of that. Weird. I mean, we've got a couple. We got a game 5 tonight. Hawks and Knicks tied up at 2.
Yeah.
So that one's locked up. But yeah, everybody else seems to be. We're 3-1. The only other 2-2 is the Raptors and the Cavs, which we'll get to later, so I can dance. But we talked about the Hawks and the Knicks briefly, so let's bring it up. Karl Anthony Towns had a triple-double. His first postseason triple-double. Beat the Hawks 114-98 Saturday night. Harper was in the building. Go up 2-2, tied at 2-2. And then back to New York tonight for Game 5. I will say that I'm going to play this briefly before we get into it. After the win, the Knicks broke out the Magic City Wings. And they were eating the Magic City Wings after they beat the Hawks. No. And Lou Will had something. No, they did. They did it. They showed it, and Lou Will had something to say about it.
But afterwards, they did eat the Magic City Wings, Lou. There was good coverage of that. Cat saying he only wants the Lou Will ones.
Oh, they're just so good.
Did he
what
get
can
it?
I say? It's one of the best flavors. What can I say?
It's the flavor.
It's the flavor.
Look at that. I just love
just
seeing
fantastic
that,
ranch. What an establishment.
But you know what? Now all of a sudden, it's cool to eat Magic City. I got killed for it. I walked so everybody could run. But now I'm glad the world understands.
Lou Will. I walked so everyone could run on the Magic City Wings. Maybe a little presumptuous, I think.
I'm tired.
What are you tired? I'm tired. You tired of New York?
I know. I'm just tired of. Look, and it probably is because I'm born and raised here, but I'm tired of the national coverage of the Magic City Wings. It's grown a little stale to me now.
Oh, it's funny.
It's old.
I think it's funny.
I
When
think
it comes
people
to
have
Lou
tried
Will, it's funny just because it was such a story.
It is, but it shouldn't have been a story. Like, people be going to Magic City all the time from out of town
Well,
to
he
do
did
whatever.
it during the pandemic. That's why it was a story.
No. I get that, but I don't think the Knicks having Magic City Wings in the locker room should have been a story. That's just me.
Well,
I just think some of this is a stretch
they're
now.
trying.
We stretching
of
this too
course,
thin.
because we're trying to make a story. We're trying to. That's how sports media works. We're trying to manufacture
and some
a
of it I'm cool
storyline
with.
here, so that
Right.
we have some kind of bulletin board material to put up in the Atlanta locker room and be like, "Look, they ate your wings, danced on your grave, and ate your wings." I don't know. Something,
Enjoy
right?
the wings. Congrats.
Yeah, wings
Magic
are
City
wings.
is known worldwide. Congratulations. If this is the thing that gets the Hawks going, you got a lot more problems than what you think.
Well,
There's somebody going to a spot in Atlanta that anybody can go to and have some of the wings. That's the thing that got you up and running. Come on now.
I've never had the wings there. I hadn't been in freaking since in the 90s, but sheesh, yeah. I never had the wing. I did have the ribs outside though, passing by. But I never had the wing.
I love how you added passing by. Like I wasn't there
we
to
were
stay.
passing by.
No,
we was coming from the club.
We were
and my
driving
boys-
through.
Yeah, my boy said, man, we got to stop and get some of these ribs outside of Magic City. So yeah, but I haven't been in Magic City since the 90s, man. That's since 96, I think is the last time I was over there. That's been a long time.
So now Hawks Knicks is basically best of 3.
Yep.
All right. So we get New York, then back to Atlanta, and then if we get to Game 7, we go back to New York. So obviously Hawks got to steal one on the road to have a shot at this one.
They have to one of the things that I need to see more of, and I didn't see in Game 4. I need where in the world is Jalen Johnson?
Yeah, put out the APB.
I understand that this is his first real playoff series as a prominent piece on this team, if not the man the man of this team, the star of this team. My problem with him and watching him is there's a lack of aggression that when the ball is in his hands or the ball is flowing throughout the offense and he has an open shot, he second guesses that shot. And once I realize that he second guesses that shot, nothing good has come from that at all throughout this series. Once he puts the ball on the floor, his first decision is never really his first decision. He never goes with the first decision that pops up in his mind. He's not playing loose. He's not playing fluid. He's still playing tense. Game 3 was his best game of this series, where he looked more loose, and that was the first game here at home. So he looked more loose. He played like himself. But Game 4, he did not. Now, credit to New York for their defense and for their aggression. But I also got to say, hey, I need Jalen Johnson to step up because this team cannot win this series if he is not going to play effectively. They just won't. And if he shows up tonight the way he showed up in Game 4, the Hawks not only got blown out on their floor, that they will get blown out in MSG, and it'll probably be even uglier. So a lot of this is going to be contingent upon Jalen Johnson, if he shows up or not, whether or not this game is going to be close or Atlanta Hawks fans need to start catching flights early to come back home or go wherever they need to go because it's going to get ugly. If it's a 20-some-odd point game in the fourth quarter, hey, man, go ahead and wrap it up. Wrap it up because he has to show up. If he does not show up, it won't work.
Rob?
I just think you just need to stop thinking and just play. You watch him play, he's thinking too much. Just let it happen. I think he's, when you watch players, sometimes they're scared, they're afraid of making mistakes because they know the playoffs is heightened, mistakes are heightened. That's what he looks like. He's afraid to make mistakes. He needs to just go out and just ball out and not worry about anything.
Okay.
Also,
well, it's going to be tough to do that in a hostile environment, I would think, in New York. But
that's something, to be
if
honest
there's a
with
time
you,
to do it, that's a good place to do it.
playing on the road sometimes is way easier for a lot of athletes because you don't have the distractions of home.
That's
You don't
true.
have the distractions of getting tickets. You don't have the distraction of trying to get in your car and drive to the
And
arena.
not
You gotta
like
plan
maybe in
everything
your
out.
head about
Yeah.
performing for the home crowd. It's more just
Yeah,
like, I want to go out and
exactly.
shut these
Mhm.
MFers up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think like a lot of my big shots that I made were made on the road. I think I've only missed, I only made one at home. That was against the Kings, and
Yeah, it
so
was
for
the
me,
King shot.
on the road was like it was like sanctuary. I'm like, oh, I ain't got to worry about the kids waking me up. I ain't got to worry about the alarm or the guys cutting the lawn. It's like so many things that you can just get your rest and focus.
It's interesting you say that because I think for most players it's the opposite. Some people look at coming back home is it's a level of familiarity where I'm back home, I'm back on my schedule, I'm back in my own bed, I'm back around just a level of normalcy. So it's interesting that you're saying that, and and I'm not, because that's a different perspective of not having to worry about all this other stuff when you're on the road. So that is a new and different perspective. It's just something that we don't hear most of the time.
That was for me.
Okay.
I love playing on the road. At home was like, I gotta get tickets. Oh, I gotta get to the game. I gotta make sure my wife and kids get to the game. Gotta do this. Gotta do that. And at home, like, get my clothes on, get on the bus, go to the arena. That's it.
That was
You know
it
what I
for
mean?
the road. Yeah.
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 hmm
And
Would you say, in your opinion, like, would you say that most players, if they get to that point, that's more of something that they get to when they're a veteran versus when they're a young guy? Or do you think it just doesn't matter and it just varies based on the person?
I think it's based on the person because a lot of people, these kids now are so quirky that I got to have my favorite pillow, take it on the road with you. I got to have my favorite sheets, take it on the road with you. I got to have my favorite meal. Nowadays, your team caters to you. Back in the day, they didn't cater to us. We had to figure out, okay, where can I order from? What kind of name can I use? Should I have room service? Like me, I'm like, fake, nobody fucking cared about me. I'm just going to room service. Even though I was on that alias, I'm like, bring it up to Mike Lowry's room. Okay, here we go.
Bring it up to Mike Lowry's room.
That was my alias on the road.
I like it. I like it a lot. Using the Will Smith doppelganger. I like that a lot. Listen, we got a couple more too tonight. 76ers trying to hold on. They got a game. They got a game in this one, trying to hold on against Boston. Peyton Pritchard went out of his damn mind. 6 of the 24 3-pointers made by Boston the other night scored 32 points. Jason Tatum, 30 points, 11 assists. And it was Embiid's return, and they kind of blew them clean out of the water. Jalen Brown scored 20. They beat the Sixers by 32. Embiid did put up 26 points, 34 minutes, just about 2.5 weeks after an appendectomy. So he was, I would say probably not 100%, but was out there for it. And again, I was surprised they got a game in this one. I really was.
Yeah.
And
I'm just shocked that this is a guy who's been laid up in the hospital, had surgery. And if I'm Tyrese Maxey, I'm saying you like, dude, there's no way you taking more shots than me in this game. And
Yeah,
I was like, why are we using you so much? You're not even in shape yet.
Because I feel like they don't have any other options. I mean,
Hey,
VJ's been playing really well. So, but it's like your options are very limited. And if you have him on the floor, you just feed him. Right. But yeah, that's exactly it. But I figure their thought is if we're going to hang in this thing, you feed Joel as much as you can. Let him get down there and try and get some buckets and see if he can get a hot hand. And I get it. I get why they did it. But
I look at that. I was looking at that Sixers team. I'm like, the one thing you should address this offseason is your bench. You might want to get rid of Joel Embiid and get you like 3 pieces because your bench.
Who the hell's going to take Joel Embiid?
Somebody.
You think somebody's going to give them something for Joel Embiid?
Hey, who knows in this day and age?
I mean,
man?
if it happened, I'd be stunned.
Yeah.
Speaking of other things that I'm tired of that too.
What's that?
Tired of Joel Embiid. I'm just tired, bro.
I'm looking up his contract.
Do something. I'm tired of them having to continuously cater to Joel Embiid.
Okay.
I'm tired. He's not been available. Every year he's been hurt. There has been some element he's had every year, every playoff series they enter into, there's something wrong with him. He came into the league hurt. It hasn't gotten better.
Well,
it's time to move on.
He's got 3 years left on his deal.
Still.
So he's got 26-27 season. He's owed $59.5 million. 27-28, he's owed $64.3 million.
Damn.
No.
28-29 season is his player option. He's owed $69 million.
Go do that BS with somebody else.
You know he's picking up that option.
Of course. He'd be stupid not to. But guess what? I can't. You know what? Let me back up. I can't even be mad at her. Get your money, dog. That's the Sixers' fault.
100%. But they signed him to that extension in 24.
He was hurt in 24.
24. So it's like, how do you, as Philly, you can't go, well, we locked him up when he was in his MVP season. No, he wasn't.
Mm-mm.
He was coming out of MVP and he was hurt.
And
you still locked him up on a huge deal.
And it sucks because you got two pieces in Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe who you really should be building around. But you got to possibly deal with Embiid in this hefty-ass contract for another 3 seasons.
Yes. And I would be stunned if it wasn't every bit of 3 seasons. Which is why I said to you, Rob, who the hell is going to eat any of that kind of contract, man? Like, there's just no way that people give up enough to match that number for Joel Embiid. When he's always, like to Harp's point, always hurt. Just always hurt. We've talked about it a million times on this show. Has missed as many games as he's ever played in the NBA. It sucks. I hate it for him, though. Because when he's healthy, you see how damn good he is. But he's never healthy. So, I don't know. I don't see him going anywhere but Philly, man.
Big men coming into the league hurt never works.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Or rarely works. When a big man is coming, didn't he miss his first season?
His first 2 seasons, I think. Yeah, the full
Come on, bro.
2 seasons, yeah.
He came into the league hurt and missed his first 2 seasons. And we sat up here. I remember everybody was sitting up here talking about, when he gets back, it's going to be on. When he trusts the process. It's hard to trust the process when you come into the league hurt.
Okay, so let's put that on the list of things that I got real sick of real fast. Trust the process. That one really, that wore me down quickly. And obviously that's been dead for a few years now. But when that was at its height, that wore me down quick. All right, well, we'll see if they can, if Boston closes this thing out tonight. And then the Spurs trying to close out Portland. Weird situation, game 3. Wemby goes, that was a game 2? When did he get hit? Game 2. When he took the fall.
2 at home.
Yeah. He took the fall, went into concussion protocol, missed game 3. Spurs won game 3 without him. Dylan Harper, 27. Stephen Castle had a career postseason high of 33. Game 4, he comes back, and he's himself again. 27, 12 rebounds, 7 blocks, 4 steals. A stat line unseen since Shaq in 2004. The Spurs trailed by 19 at halftime and won by 21. Damn. Found a way to put that thing together quick. The Spurs became the first team in NBA playoff history to trail by 15-plus at halftime and win by 15-plus in the final box score. Just a note on Wembanyama, 25-plus, 10-plus, and 7-plus blocks is a line only matched by Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yep.
And Dream did it twice. He's in Hakeem territory at 22 years old.
Look, him coming back from that concussion, I know he was itching to get back, and that game proved it. They just can't really. They can't do anything with him. They can't. You just can't do anything with them. Portland is fault, and I give them credit for fighting. And this series, I know it's not over.
Took a game.
It was
but it
17.
But it kind of is over. It's just.
Well, I think that first half, second half stat screams how over it really is.
The way they went on that run.
Oh my God.
In the fourth quarter, told me everything that I needed to know. I mean, Portland just rolled over. They rolled over and said, if there was a white flag, that's a white flag.
But it shows you how good they are.
Yeah.
Genuinely, how good the Spurs really are. Because I don't know how you felt, Rob, when you saw the fall. Like when I saw his head bounce off the floor, that scared the hell out of me. Like, I'm not a Spurs fan. That scared the hell out of me. I didn't because
it's a long way down.
It's right, but just this side, what is a long way down.
Hey,
borderline show title right there, a long way down. But it's like I don't know, man. Like, have you ever had a fall like that where you've hit your head like that off the floor?
Yeah, a lot of times that happen when you try to dunk on someone, you try to hold on to the rim and you slip off it, and your feet are going one way. Yeah, I've taken a lot of nasty spills,
Oh.
but not enough where I'm like dazed and confused like that.
Yeah, face
It-
first. I mean,
yeah. I thought he had broke his jaw.
I thought he broke his nose at least. The way
Mhm.
he went, because the way he kind of came down, he couldn't quite get his arms back quick enough to brace himself, and he kind of bam. It was like face first right into the floor, and I was like, oh, he might have broke his nose.
But most of the time when you fall like that with the ball, you just hold on to the ball and you roll with it. He trying to make a damn play.
Yeah, he did.
I'm like, fuck
did.
that play.
And he
I'm
ate
trying
it.
to protect my body. Yeah.
He was pretty, and I don't know if there's, I don't know how much of this is worth talking about. He was a little pissed at the NBA for the concussion protocol stuff. And I'm like, I get it. You want to play, and you feel like you're okay, but, dude, that was an ugly fall. Like, they should have
I
just
think
showed him
now-
the film and been like, look, this is what happened to you.
Hey, guys, like
You
now,
got to
they
take
try-
a game.
You know, Kobe messed the game up for everybody. When everybody saw Kobe walk
Oh,
off the floor
shoot
like
the
that,
free throws, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
everybody wants, oh, I could have played. I'm a tough guy. You know, I'm like, stop it, dude. You didn't know. I could have asked you what's 1 + 1. You've been like 88. I'm like, you were knocked out, dude. So you know, and it's like
Yeah.
it's so many. It's now this is the one time that you want players to protect themselves, or want people to protect the players from themselves. And there's a lot of times, this league is really made up of guys like, oh, I'm not 100, no, I'm not playing. 95%, no, I'm not playing. I give him a lot of credit for trying to get back out there, but sometimes you do have to protect the player from himself.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. They cut his mic off in the post game. He started going off about
Oh,
it. He was
yeah.
like, he started going
Yeah.
off about like, I'm not really thrilled with the way this was handled, and I kind of have, I respect for the doctors, but I really feel. And then it was like, boop, mic got cut off.
Can they
I was like,
can they
okay.
fine him for that?
No.
No, I think he skated the line.
Okay.
And if you watch that post game, he stopped and he really thought about what he was about to say before he said it. Like, he wasn't just spouting off. He sat there for like 4 or 5 seconds, thought about it, tried to frame it the best way he could, realized he was kind of going on a tangent, stopped himself again, rethought it. So it wasn't like he was doing it intentionally to be a dick. He was frustrated. So I don't think the NBA gets him on that. I don't think so. All right, a couple more series we got to talk about, and then we'll talk about our awards winners. We'll do our big shot. We'll play this week's game, which shout out to Marcelo on Twitter, who suggested this week's game should be, when is Robert Horry's internet going to cut out?
I got it fixed, big dog.
He wanted to be put down. Maybe we'll find it. He wanted to be put down for 11 minutes and 12 seconds into the show. So we're like 40-some minutes into the show. So we may have missed that, Marcelo, but I do appreciate
I got it
that.
fixed, big dog.
I don't know if you did, but we'll find out. So
I got Spectrum out here, and Spectrum finally came through.
Okay.
They did, and my IT guy came out, found out what the problem was.
All right. Sorry, Marcelo. We'll scrap that for next week's game. Apologies to you, sir. Let's do. I mean, we. It's rare for us to get 40-some minutes into a show and having not touched on the Lakers after the way that they've come out of the gates with the series. But Lakers up 3-1 over the Rockets. I don't know how many of these you've worked, Rob, or what you're working, or what your playoff
Just 2.
schedule's like. Just 2 of them. Okay. KD missed game 1 with the bruised right knee. He returned for game 2, put up 23. In game 2, he hurt his ankle. Missed game 3. Missed game 4. Rockets blew a 6-point lead with 30 seconds left in game 3. LeBron hits that ridiculous shot to get them to overtime. Houston won game 4 without KD. But you're pretty tight now if you're Houston. You're down 3-1. Game 5 is in Los Angeles, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But here, if I'm looking at this team, it's a tough decision as a coach you have to make. You think about the 2 games, they should have beat the Lakers. And game 3, they should have beat the Lakers.
100%.
Bad turnover by Reed Shepherd.
Second, by the way,
I'm not gonna blame. I'm not blaming Reed Shepherd. That was at the end of the game.
Second
But anyway.
team in 30 years to lose a game after leading by 6 with 30 seconds.
Yeah. So, and all those games did what? There was no KD, right?
None.
So that's the sign right there. It's like, okay, KD, I'm sorry, you can come off the bench, dog, but you can't start because we've won basically 2 games without you. We love you, but it seems like the ball moves more. Sinkun is in attack mode. We're not sitting on you. The Lakers don't have a really defensive scheme, to stop these guys. So I'm like, yo, KD, you might get about 5-10 minutes, dog.
About 5, man.
I mean, look, Lakers just go ahead and handle business and put this team out their misery tonight. Or when is it? They play tonight or Wednesday?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. This is a Tuesday, so they'll be playing Wednesday night.
go ahead and put this team out their misery. On your home floor, just go ahead and take care of business.
Well, especially
and
too after Durant's waving to the dead 8, and after he got popped the other night, he's giving him the bye-bye on the phone. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You guys are dying a slow death. Like, why don't you keep that hand in your pocket, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And the sooner that you can get this thing over with, the sooner, well, obviously, I think if they win this series, they got to meet the Thunder.
Correct.
I think that's right.
Lord.
So you might want this series to go as long as possible to get those guys.
No,
time to
because
rest.
if this series goes as long as possible, I don't trust this Lakers team to win this series.
No,
I don't.
LeBron, 107 years old, man. I mean, that boy needs rest, man. He needs rest.
I was thinking about this. This is the NBA was like this, because if the Lakers would have swept, okay, sweep, they playing each other. When do you start their next series?
Oh, it would have been another week probably.
Yeah, but now it's like, okay, what do we do?
Because you got to wait for these other series to close out before you start.
Yeah, you got to wait but the thing about it, all these other series are 3-1. Like the Lakers, like no, go to 7 distance because sometimes the NBA try to keep series in line so they all work out the same way.
Yeah, but you might get like a first game of the next round around a game 7 of a previous. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're not starting that series before you probably hit game 7s of some of these other series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The Lakers like saying, please go the distance.
So my thing is,
3-1.
If the Lakers close out tomorrow, when does that series with OKC start?
Let's look. Let's find out.
Well, I think it's a good thing if they
Google
close
on
out
it.
because at least you give Luka, and even if AR does play in game 5, you give him an opportunity to even rest up a little more.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the old man.
I'm worried about getting.
He's so
your guys
good with
back.
days off.
True, but I'm also worried about getting Luka back because you're gonna need every bit of everybody for OKC, and you still pretty much ain't got a chance in that series anyway. But you need it with all your guys.
Most likely not until this weekend. So it says between May 2nd and the 4th. OKC, having swept Phoenix, awaits the winner of the Lakers-Rockets series. Sometime between confirmed matchups. Obviously, they know OKC will play. But yeah, they're saying this weekend. Likely.
Rob, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but assuming the Lakers just go ahead and close this thing out Wednesday, this series versus OKC, is it a clean sweep?
What do you mean, OKC over the Lakers?
Hold on.
Yeah. What do you think?
Ooh.
Don't. I'm asking. Don't have them big old eyes.
No, my internet was froze.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Not on
We're
this
not
side.
doing that.
My
No,
internet
his
froze.
internet didn't freeze.
It didn't on this side.
We're not playing that. No,
Don't you do that. You got to ask the hard question, and you're like, internet dropped.
You know what? Hey, I don't think they'll sweep the Lakers. I just think the Lakers will find a way. LeBron will find a way. It depends. If Luka come back, they don't get swept. If Luka doesn't come back, they probably get swept. Just because you get AR back, you get more firepower, but you lose some defense on that side of the ball. So when you play OKC, you got to have 4 good defenders out there at all times, sometimes 5. So it's going to be a tough task.
So if Luka does come back, how many games?
I think if Luka comes back, depends on his shape. He looked good. I know he looked good over in his clothes, but that don't mean anything. I think they can go 5, maybe 6 on a good day.
Okay. Oh, is that the best? I mean, best case scenario for LA.
Best case scenario
6.
is 6.
Losing 6.
Losing 6.
That's your best case.
And
That's
I hate
ceiling.
And I hate to say that. It's just because, and it's nothing against the Lakers. Just OKC that
OKC's
damn good.
Too good. They're too good.
You think about, and they don't even have. So when Luka come back, I mean, who else was coming back? Jalen. So that makes OKC that much tougher.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Is there a shot in somewhere that this gets pushed to a 7? And then it's because I feel like if you can get it to 7, it's really a coin toss.
Yeah, if that's going to have to be Luka coming back and having one of those games where he just
owns it.
He gets a triple double, a 40, 20, 10 triple double. And I mean, the 20 is 20 assists, not 20 rebounds. He needs the 20 assists because that means he's gotten everybody involved and everybody's making their shots.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they can close it out.
Hey, but crazier things have happened.
Tomorrow
night.
What?
People are one injury away from getting tumbled. Just look at the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, this is true. All right, the last series we got to talk about. Then we'll do our award winners. Big shot. We'll play our game. I called a couple engineers to come look at the shaky branch I was out on. And they delivered for me. After losing games 1 and 2 to Cleveland, Raptors defend home court. They win games 3 and 4. Scotty Barnes scored 6 points in the final 35 seconds. Toronto won 93-89. Donovan Mitchell sparked a 15-2 Cavs run to take the lead late, but Barnes and Brandon Ingram answered. Game 5 in Cleveland tomorrow night. Cleveland, by the way, shot 37% from the field, 25% from 3 in Game 4. Ugly. But this is we're back to it. Another series where you got a best of 3. So
Yeah, this is crazy. You know,
they
this is
gotta
one thing
figure
that
something out.
this is one thing that pissed me off as a player. If I'm Mobley, it was a series where Mobley got 3 offensive rebounds, kicked it out, and they took 3 bad shots. I'd have went to that bench and would cussed everybody out. Run a fucking play.
Reset. You know what I mean? It's an
Do
opportunity to
something.
reset. And, yeah.
I'm like, and it's like it was too much hero ball going on in that game for me. It's like, dude, like it was just bad. And sometimes when guys, that's the thing about the NBA, these players are trained. Oh, I got to shoot a 3. We're down 5. I got to shoot a 3. No, motherfucker, you got to get a bucket. Get an easy bucket. And so I'm Mobley. You got to say something, man. You know, I'm getting the second chance shots, and y'all taking bad shots. Nah, dog, that ain't happening.
Well, I mean, sooner or later, you got to realize that as dynamic of scorers that a scorer that James Harden is, James Harden gonna take some bad shots. Mitchell is gonna take some bad shots because what was that? It was at the end of the game when where he fell into the crowd.
Yeah.
And knocked the lady over.
Oh, he chasing the ball down.
Yeah, we chasing the ball. That was a bad shot.
Yeah, it was a really bad shot.
That was a horrible shot, especially in that moment. So, look, I get, you know, the guys want to be aggressive, but those guys at times you're gonna find yourself witnessing them take bad shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the league. Period. You're gonna take a lot of bad shots in this league. You know,
it's just.
Even in that, you think about it. Go back to that Portland game where, what's his name? Klingon, whatever his name is.
Klingon. Yeah.
They had a 17-point lead. He come down and jack up 3 badass threes, and that lead went down. Boom, boom, boom. That's 9 points going away right there.
Yep.
And it was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Because you open for a reason. And so it was just so bad.
That's why you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, look, we're 2-2. Game 5's in Cleveland. Tomorrow night, we'll see if Toronto's got it, man. If Toronto can steal one in Cleveland, I don't know. I start to feel pretty good about my little Toronto.
It might go 7 now.
It might go 7. It might go 7. And I'll keep Toronto in it. All right, let's touch on the award winners. Specifically, Harp called this one. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, named 2026 Most Improved Player.
Told you, Rob.
Doubled his career scoring average to 20.8 points per game. Second straight Hawks player to win the award. Dyson Daniels won it last year.
Who did I say? I don't even remember who I said.
You said what's his name from Portland?
Yeah, Avdija, or whatever his name is. Clutch player of the year was Shea. Obviously, we know defensive player of the year was Wembanyama. First ever unanimous selection for defensive player of the year. Sixth man of the year, Keldon Johnson from the Spurs. And then last night they announced Cooper Flagg wins rookie of the year and nudges out Concanupple. 19-year-old Cooper Flagg, the youngest player to win the award behind only LeBron James. So there you go. That's your winners. And then we will get our MVP probably sometime this week, right? Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Probably somewhere around there, yeah.
So we'll find out who the MVP is. But your finalists right now, Shea, Wemby, and Joker for MVP.
I think Shea gonna get it.
Oh, man, I'm starting to lean toward Wemby, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got this gut feeling that Wembanyama is gonna. They want to be able to go youngest to do defensive player and MVP. I feel like they want to put that crown on that man. So that's where I'm leaning.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
I don't even care about these awards anymore because I don't even trust the voters anymore because the voters suck.
Well, I don't like the fact. I hate the 65 game rule exemption. I hate that. I think it's stupid because you can't prevent injury. You're gonna miss games. Like if you miss games because you're just not being started or load management or something, fine. You can count that against me. You're hurt. and you had one of those hell of it. Like, come on, dude. Like, there's just certain players that are undeniable for consideration, and they get immediately cut out because of that exemption rule. I don't like it.
I think with that rule is like if injuries shouldn't count, but if you like, oh, you missed one game for a sore back, nah, dog, you ain't gonna do
Yeah,
that.
that ain't gonna do it. Yeah, no.
If you miss 5 games in a row because of an injury, yeah, that can work. Something like that.
Well, but it's got to be like there's got to be a certain level to the injury. You know what I mean? It can't be held out for precautionary reasons or something. It's like no
precautionary.
Yeah,
no.
he's got a friggin' oblique strain or something, and he can't shoot. Okay, all right, that's a legit injury. You're gonna miss a week, 2 weeks for that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. All right, we're gonna play this week's game. It's called Off the Court. By the way, I got questions for you guys about NBA players, but stuff they do off the court. We'll see how much when you guys can guess that.
Is this good shit or bad shit?
No, it's all good stuff. Not good
Okay.
stuff, but just stuff that people get into outside of the NBA that I didn't know about.
Okay.
No, we're not going to do the off-the-court bad shit. What player was arrested for transporting 4 pounds of marijuana across state lines? No, we're not going to do that. Big shot of the week.
That was the guy who played at Alabama. He ain't in the league yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad. What am I talking about? Big shot of the week's going to go to a man named Tommy Milani, the owner of Sub Delicious Pizza in Lockport, New York, and here is why. 67-year-old father of 3, Frank Ozimek, was in hospice up in New York, and his last wish was to repay some of the kindness he'd received. So he'd been undergoing cancer treatment at Niagara Hospice. He was told that he wasn't going to get out of hospice, so he reached out to his brother Ken and said, I want to do something nice for all the people that have taken care of me over these last 6 weeks. Ken got a hold of Tommy, who's the owner of Sub Delicious Pizza, who, by the way, he reached out to on Easter Sunday. And Tommy dropped his Easter plans and delivered a whole batch of pizzas to this man in hospice so that he could give those out to all the people that were taking care of him on Easter. Just out of the kindness of his heart, he obviously he didn't make the guy pay for the pizza or anything like that. He just said, I'm good. I just want to be there for this guy who wanted to do something nice for the people that were taking care of him, and especially on Easter Sunday. So big shot to Tommy Milani, owner of Sub Delicious Pizza in New York. That's pretty freaking cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That is what's up.
On Easter Sunday, man.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to just drop your Easter Sunday plans and tell your family, I got to go make pizzas. For a guy I've never met, a guy I don't know, but he's not going to be here for a whole lot longer. He wants to do something nice, and I got to help him. That's crazy. That's a crazy calling, and just shout out to him because he deserves it.
Yeah, and big up to the guy in hospice wanting to do something for those.
Yeah, something nice.
Those nurses, because those nurses, they get attachments to those patients, and then the next thing you know, the patient is going to the next realm.
Because hospice is that's the last step on the road for almost everybody. So,
and I don't know if you ever been in a hospice facility.
It's tough.
It's kind of gloomy. And then when
It's
they wanted to
very
put my daughter in hospice, I was like, hell no. It was like the death is like waiting for you to walk around the corner. I'm like, no, I'm not being in this environment. So for him to really want to take care of those nurses and doctors, so thank you, and really big shout to you.
Yeah, big time.
Absolutely.
Big time. All right. This week's game is called Off the Court. I'm going to give you guys something maybe you may or may not have known about an NBA player. I'm going to give you 4 options on the answer. I'm not going to make you pull this out of your rear end. But we're going to see if you guys can guess some of this stuff. Some of this you might know. Rob, some of this you might know. There's a few guys on this list that you have played with. In fact, I think you've played with a lot of guys on this list now that I look at it. So some of this
Hold on. Me do something. Harper. Pause.
I wasn't going there.
You shut the game down to make a dick joke. I love it. I'm a man after my own heart. All right. So you all right, fine. You may have played alongside some of these guys. Let's say that. All right, we'll start with Hall of Famer Calvin Murphy. Won a national championship before his NBA career in what? Was it baton twirling, gymnastics, table tennis, or tap dancing? Calvin Murphy won a national
Harp,
championship.
you got to go first on this.
All right, Harp, you can go first. Rob's deferring.
Because I know this answer.
Rob knows the answer.
Dang.
Is it baton twirling, gymnastics, table tennis, or tap dancing?
Is it baton twirler?
Yes.
It is baton twirling. Again, all of these things are things I learned this week. I had no clue that was even a thing that you could win a national championship in. Baton twirling.
He will always. He has his marching band that he does a lot of stuff with these kids, and he teaches them how to twirl a baton. And they perform a lot of times what they used to when I played at halftime of the Rockets games.
Well, there you go. So that's why you know these things. All right, let's go to Tim Duncan, the big fundamental. Reportedly wanted teammates to call him by what other nickname? Was it Thor, Dumbledore, Merlin, or the Wizard? Tim Duncan was called
so you
the
better
big
go ahead.
Oh, Rob
Brandon
knows
Harper.
these. The big fundamental. He wanted to be called Thor, Dumbledore, Merlin, or the Wizard. What did he want to be called?
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I said I know the answer to
He
this.
says
But I
he
thought
knows
we were
it.
going back and forth.
Well, he says he knows it, so he's going to get the point. He's giving you a shot.
You want me to go first?
Well, I want.
That's a giveaway. All
Okay,
right,
I
go
go
ahead,
first
Rob,
this
go ahead.
time. Merlin.
Harp, do you agree, disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, yeah. Well, Rob's right. Yeah, it's Merlin.
Yeah,
How do you, by the way, how do you come into a locker room and give yourself a nickname?
Well,
That's what I don't get.
That was his gamer tag. That wasn't what he wanted to be called back, like for basketball purposes. It was like when we played. Remember, I told you used to play poker his name was Merlin, and so that's how I know.
Okay, interesting.
That's
Very
his gamer
interesting.
tag. Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this I know for a fact. We'll see if you guys know this one. We'll start with Hart. Shaquille O'Neal has been sworn in as a reserve officer or a deputy sheriff in how many different law enforcement agencies? 1, 2, 3, or more than 5?
I think it's more than 5.
I thought it was 3.
Finally, some difference in this game. Point will go to Brandon Harper. More than 5 different agencies have sworn Shaquille O'Neal in as
He
a
law
reserve
enforcement
officer
everywhere.
or a deputy sheriff.
Yeah, he everywhere.
All over the place. All right, Rob.
Yes, sir.
After making $100 million in the NBA, Karl Malone got a license to become what? A monster truck driver, a semi-truck driver, a NASCAR driver, or a school bus driver?
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Say it.
Nope.
No,
Give me more time to think on this one.
there might be a
Nope.
school bus driver joke in here, but yeah.
No, it's something worse than that. It might shut down this show.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
I think
Is
you
it-
should say it.
okay,
I'll cut it out.
I'm thinking you have something to do with it because I'm gonna go with number 2, semi-truck driver.
Okay. Harper? Karl Malone got a license to become one after he retired from the NBA. Monster truck driver, semi-truck driver, NASCAR driver, school bus driver.
I think was it semi-truck? You said semi-truck was one of the options, right?
It was.
I'm gonna say a semi-truck driver.
Damn it!
Karl Malone got a CDL to drive a semi-truck. Yeah, that's
He looked
Yeah,
like the
right.
type person
No,
that
he
that gets
has
CDL.
he actually has a trucking company. And
Yeah,
he
he
got,
look like.
Yeah, he got,
does,
you know, that's one of the things he wanted to do. He actually drives some trucks himself
He
across.
does, which
across-
again,
yeah.
something else that I'd heard before, but like that he'd gotten the license, but didn't know he actively did this.
Yeah,
I keep my Karl Malone comment to myself.
Go ahead,
one of those
drop it,
ones I
'cause
was
I'll
trying
cut
to
it if
trick.
it's terrible. I want to hear it now. I'll cut it out if it's that bad. If it's that bad and you hear a large bleep and a scratch noise right here, you know it was that bad.
I mean, he never got it. He never got any certificate to run a daycare or be principal at a high school.
That wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad.
I thought my school bus driver joke was a little bit more like.
Just saying.
All right. Let's go to. I think we're at Harp, right? First one here, Harp. Pau Gasol became personal friends with legendary opera tenor Placido Domingo from the Three Tenors, and developed a passion for what? Is it flamenco dancing, oil painting, classical music, or competitive chess? Flamenco dancing, oil painting, classical music, or competitive chess?
Classical music.
Okay.
I just feel like I know this is flamingo dancing for some reason. I don't know. I think that's flamingo dancing.
Again, we have some differential. And the point once again goes to Brandon Harper. Classical music. Yeah. As Placido Domingo is a singer
I
of
know
the
he's
Three
a-
Tenors.
Yeah,
He
I know
fell
he's a
into
classical
classical
artist. I was trying to go off off the
I
rails
like
and say
it.
something
Didn't
like
work
that.
out for you, but I like it.
Mm-mm.
All right,
I'm down
Rob. Chris Paul loves bowling so much that he did what? Built
I think I know this one.
built a personal bowling alley in his home. Competed in a PBA tournament. Hosted his own bowling reality show. Or bought a professional bowling team.
Shit, I'm gonna go with the B. I know he
Competed in
compete?
a PBA tournament.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Okay.
with that one. Yeah.
Harper built a bowling alley in his house, competed in a tournament, hosted a reality show about bowling, or bought a professional bowling team.
Watch is gonna be hosted reality.
The funny thing about all of those options is like I want to. It's
think
like
he
two
did
of
them
them
all,
could be
right?
true.
I think he did all three though.
Well, it's 4 options.
Well,
He didn't do all of these.
Because I feel like he does have a bowling alley in his house. But I do think I think he was on the PBA.
Chris Paul bought a professional bowling team. He owns a team, a PBA team. He never competed,
PBA.
but he owns
okay.
a PBA team.
Okay.
I would
did
love
buy
to
it.
see him and Mookie go up against each other.
Why?
Mookie Betts?
Yeah, Mookie's
Yeah,
a really
that's
good
okay.
bowler.
Is he really?
Think about Mookie, Corey Maggette, and Chris Paul. Who would win out of those three? Because they all really good
I would have
bowlers.
never thought you would have brought up Corey Maggette.
Yeah.
He's a really good bowler.
Okay.
I've never seen any of them bowl, so I have no
Yeah.
clue. I'm gonna go
Like,
with
I
Mookie
think-
just from the youth.
Yeah, Mookie has won. He's got like 3 or 4 perfect games. Yeah.
Wow.
Mookie is an athlete.
Yeah, no, I
Like
do know.
I will say that Mookie is an athlete.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is Rob, right? Robin Lopez, Brooks' twin brother, is obsessed with what unexpected hobby whose collection has grown into the thousands. So what does Robin Lopez collect? Magic the Gathering cards, action figures, comic books, or wrestling memorabilia?
I liked it better when I knew players.
You don't know Robin Lopez?
I'm gonna go with comic books because a lot of guys collect comic books.
Okay. Harp, does Robin Lopez collect Magic the Gathering cards, action figures, comic books, or wrestling memorabilia?
Wrestling memorabilia, I think.
I never even heard of the first one, so watch it be number
Magic
1.
the Gathering? Have you heard of Magic the Gathering?
No,
It's like a Dungeons and Dragons card game, basically. But the point is going to go to Robert Horry. And it's comic books. It's comic books.
Okay.
Easy selection there. Comic.
I actually knew that one.
Even better. All right, last question.
I gotta tie this thing up. So I go last.
Yeah, is it? In 2024, what did Celtics star Jason Tatum publish for the first time? Harper, a cookbook, a children's book, a comic book, or an autobiography? Jason Tatum in 2024 published a cookbook, a children's book, a comic book, or an autobiography.
Shit. I know this one.
Rob thinks he knows it.
I think I know this one.
Was it? Oh, was it a children's book?
Harp's going to say children's book. Rob,
I thought
cookbook,
I'm about
children's
to-
book,
I was
comic
gonna
book, or
s-
autobiography?
I was gonna say children's, but I'm gonna go with comic just to try to tie this thing up.
Comic book to try and tie it up. The point goes to Brandon Harper. It was a children's
Yeah.
book. Yeah, it was.
Because I remember he was on the Today Show with that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not old enough to do an autobiography.
No, not yet. But
Not yet.
yeah.
He ain't old enough.
Yeah.
You know who didn't publish a children's book?
Karl Malone.
There it is. Thank you. We're not cutting that one out of the show. That one's making the cut, baby. That one's making the cut.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.